position yourself in a way that you're not kissing everybody's behinds and being everybody's darling and a friend.
Listen to me. I'm a smart girl.
Hello, and welcome back to another video of mine. I know it's been a minute since I last uploaded, but let's not dwell on the things we cannot change, and let's dive into today's topic, which is all about how you as a student can maximize on your college experience. We all go to college to get a degree, but it's just way more than that. And this is why I want to share 3 things with you that I think are essential to make really the most out of your college experience. And if you want to know one of my biggest takeaways that I've learned from personal experience, just stick through the end of this video where I have a little story time prepared for you guys. And here comes tip number 1. You don't start building your reputation the second you leave college, but it's the moment you start college. And to gain a better understanding of what I mean by that, let's just look at the definition of reputation real quick. Reputation is the opinion that people in general have about someone or something, or how much respect or admiration someone or something receives based on past behavior or character. I'll be the first person to tell you that when it comes to personal decisions that have nothing to do with anybody but yourself, no effect whatsoever on anybody else but yourself, then people's opinions should not weigh in too much or at all. But if you want to be living in a, basically be part of a community, having a reputation can be detrimental. This past semester, I've heard a lot about one particular student, which was not in a good way. His reputation preceded him. What I've heard is that he's impossible to work with. He's not a team player at all. And would I want to work with him in the future if I was to be assigned with him in a group? Probably not. And this is basically what it comes down to. Your fellow students, your colleagues, your professors, anybody you encounter during your time in college or university is someone who can help build or destroy your reputation. So you want to position yourself in a way that you're not kissing everybody's behinds and being everybody's darling and a friend. You want to come across as a person they can respect, rely on, and know that they can work with well.
Be cool. Don't be all like uncool.
Do not assume that this is only a 4-year ride and people do not matter, because you might be shutting doors on opportunities that way. And what I mean by that, you'll find out in the mini story time that I'll be sharing at the end of the video. So, tip number 2. For tip number 2, I'm going to pull out one of the sayings that you probably heard a million times, but here goes. Your network is your net worth. What it basically means is that if you have friends, if your closest friends are always having a hard time going through life, they're uneducated and stuff like that, more likely than not, your life is pretty much similar. But it also goes the other way. If your friends are all ambitious, they're educated, they're goal-getters, you probably are one of those ambitious goal-getters as well. And let me tell you something, as a student, it is not only the best time to learn how to network, but it is also the time to network with ease. Why? Because you can always find a good reason to approach a person, whether it is for a paper that you need some professional insight in, or you're conducting research and therefore you're going to need to talk to experts. It doesn't mean that people will always be glad to help you out and reach out to you and answer your questions and call you back, but they will be more willing as opposed to you just randomly contacting people out of interest and wanting to be closer to them, right? There are, of course, rules to all of this as well. And if you want some tips on how to properly network, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so we can talk about all the good stuff of the do's and the don'ts of networking.
Listen to me. I'm a smart girl.
Now, my final tip in this video is about your side hustle. A lot of students work on the side, and whatever it is that you do, you deserve credits for that already. However, it is best to make it make sense. While a job at a local bar may be great for your pockets, short term, on a long run, it will not be as helpful as the office job in HR at a company if you aspire to work in HR or a marketing department or whatever. You want to make your time worthwhile while you're doing a side job. I do have a bonus tip that you will be able to find on TheClymbe.com. I will leave it in the description box down below. As I promised, I have a mini story time for you that will kind of wrap up how all my tips are making sense from my personal experience. A couple of years ago, before I knew what to do with my life, I studied civil engineering. Don't even ask me about that. So when I attended an industry event, I happened to meet a CEO of a construction company who offered me a job on the spot. It did help, of course, that my former boss was at the event as well, who had a couple of nice words to say about me. I followed up on that offer, and a couple of weeks later, I had a contract to sign. The moral of the story is not that I dropped those studies, it did not take up on the opportunity, but that it taught me a very, very big lesson. I combined my networking skills with a good reputation and followed up. See, when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And I think that is a very, very good example of how you create your own opportunities and don't wait for things to come your way. Now, if you enjoyed the mini story time and the tips that I gave you in this video, please let me know by sharing, by leaving a comment. Let the algorithm know that this was a helpful resource, and I will be so glad to make more videos of this sort in the future. And until then, bye bye.